Welcome back to King's Lab IT Consult. Now in our previous parts, which is part 5, we learned how to install and configure DHCP. So in this part, which is part 6, we're going to learn how to how to get an address from the DHCP server. So firstly, what you are seeing here, I'm trying to get an address from my physical system. So in my physical system, if I want to obtain or get an address from the DHCP server, we need to run some set of commands and be able to get it. So I'm going to show you the graphical means and the command line means. So with the graphical method, you have to come to your network adapter, you right click and then you select Open Network and Sharing Center. Here we are. And then you come to status, change adapter options, and then change the adapter options. Then you should see this adapter. So this adapter we are working with. So this physical system is working with this adapter. So what we can do is we can double click on this adapter, move to properties, and then double click on IP version 4. Then we obtain address automatically. So let me just provide some address here, 10.0.9.2. So this address this system is using 10.0.0 now. So we're now going to obtain address automatically, and we will see whether we're going to get it from this DHCP server. So from our pool, we said the first person should get 11 because we have excluded 10. So let's try once again. So you head back and then move to properties, and then IP version 4 once again, and then obtain automatically, and then DNS also you obtain. Then you wait for a few minutes and you check on the details. So now I see it is giving the system what? 11. Now let's go into our VMware, that is our DHCP server, to cross check. So we said that anyone who gets an address, it will appear in here under leases. So you can see by default there's nothing here. You have to refresh. So when it's refreshed, and you see it's telling us the system that has obtained this address. So there's the system, that's the name of the computer and the type of DHCP and when it's going to expire. So when it was given and when it will expire, it tells us all that. So you can move to the side for other information. So that is how it's done. So on the physical system, you'll be able to obtain this address. And then my VMware, I've now added up another system. That is what we call Windows 7. So that is also another client system, Windows 7. I've added Windows 7 here also. So we're going to try the graphical, and then though we've seen the graphical method for the Windows based side or for my physical system. Now let's try it in VMware. So in VMware, you're going to use your command prompt. So we type cmd or start plus x to get your cmd. Because it is Windows 7, start plus x won't work for us. We have to manually type cmd ourselves, and then we have to run. Don't forget to always run cmd as administrator. So we run cmd as administrator. Now what we do is we are supposed to type ipconfig. This gives us the address of our system, but for the first time, let's release. So when you type ipconfig/release, then it means that any address that has been assigned to the system, I'm trying to take it off, or I'm going to wipe the address. I'm going to send off the address that has been given to this system. So I'm going to clear the information of the address that has been received from the DHCP server. So release takes it off from you. So this is no. So after the release, you need to renew to get a new address. So you wait for a few minutes, and then you can see now we have gotten another address. When if I type ipconfig, you are seeing that we have what? 192.168.0.12. Let's head to our domain controller to be sure if it is there at the DHCP side. So let's refresh once again, and you can see we have it right here. Now we are talking about reservation. Now that I know the MAC address of this system, now the MAC address, this is the unique identity. That's the MAC address of it. So now the system is available, so I know its MAC address. So if I want to reserve, I can right click and then what? Add it to the reservation. So you can see lease converted successfully to reservation. So I have reserved this address in here at the reservation one end. This means that when I try to obtain the address again, no matter what, when it's time after the 8 days, when it's due, I'll still, and when it's due and I try to obtain the address automatically once again, I release the address. So an address that is given to you has expired after 8 days time. You have to release it. Then after releasing, you renew. Then it gives you, so after renew simply means, release means contact the DHCP server. Then renew means when after contacting the DHCP server, they text you are on the network. Then the DHCP server will process and give you an address. So that's what it has done now. So even after 8 days time, I'll still be getting the same address because I've reserved that specific address that every time this system should get the same address. So every time this client system will always be getting 12. So this is what I was talking about reservation. So if you don't want it that way, you head to your reservation once again, and then you delete this reservation that has been created. So you just delete that. You move back to your leases and refresh once again, and then your two systems that was joined to the DHCP server is there. So you can see the duration that is right here. So today's date is 1st, so that means that in 8 days time it's going to expire. That is on this day 2/21/51 2:21 a.m. it is going to expire, and then you check it from this side too. So that is how to obtain an address from the domain control from the DHCP server. So that is what we have done. In our previous slide, in our previous part, we saw how to install and configure DHCP, and then we saw how to configure as well. And after we were done, we move on to this chapter or this part where we have seen how to obtain address from the domain from the DHCP server. So stay tuned and see you in the next series.